From the Icardo Center on the of Cal State Bakersfield, it's time for runner wrestling. And the runners, this is in wrestling live from Bakersfield. Hi everybody, I'm Vance Palm. Our wrestling still. They've only met dual. It was 5 years ago, the last time he was a freshman. How are you doing? I born yet? No. Shit. And to contend. The Spartans 24 consecutive non-conference duels, looking for 25 today. Cal State Bakersfield competes in the dwindling Pac-12. Head coach Luke Smith has had a tough road. Shut out last year and only one win in the year before, but he has gone out and he's recruited hard to bring the runners back to prominence in the wrestling world. Which brings us today, partner, our marquee matchup today. Brian, a lot of excitement. Runner Nation is really pumped about the roster acquisition at the 197.
And you would be talking about A.J. Ferrari.
You're right.
In over 2 years at Oklahoma State, Ferrari won the national title at 197 pounds and was 21 overall. And in his second year, he was undefeated until the season was cut short due to injury. And this year, he was 2-0, most impressive win against his kind of sort of rival, number 18, Nick Stenberg of Stanford. He is flamboyant, and he brings a ton of energy to the mat. And Vance, the Spartans will counter with Remy Cotton. He is ranked 27, and he's 8-3 overall in this early season. He has had impressive dueling against American and Ohio, and it will be an interesting matchup against Ferrari at 197 pounds.
Michigan State and Cal State Bakersfield. The wrestlers are still being introduced. It's going to be an incredible morning here in the Icardo Center. Michigan State against Bakersfield. You wrestlers are such a different breed. I mean, an 11 a.m. start for you guys. This is like nothing, though, Brian.
Vance, you're stroking my ego a little bit, okay? So, for one, I love morning duels. You just get to wake up, you get to roll out of bed, you get to come over here, you get a little workout in, get your sweat up, and then, hey, then you get to weigh in, then you get to wrestle. It looks like a pretty decent crowd. I'm most excited about, for one, there's some big-name guys that are going to be in this duel. This is not just about wrestling either. For one, Michigan State is really trying to build their recruiting pipeline in California. They have multiple California guys on their roster. 2 of them are wrestling tonight. You got Tristan Luhan from Selma High School. Shout out Pepe Mendoza and Noah Blakely, both CSU wrestling alum coaching at Selma High School right now. And you have Cesar Garza from Oakdale High School, a state champ recently. And, man, he's having quite a year. Michigan State has a lot of young guys. Okay, now, on paper, this is going to be a close duel. What I want to see Bakersfield do, though, is go deep into matches and be put in tough situations where they have to continue to fight. This is not the same team as they were in the last couple seasons. There's a different energy that's coming with the program right now, and it starts with a guy that's taking the captain role right now. That's senior Jake Andrews, Frontier High School, local Bakersfield kid. I'm super excited to see him fire up and get this crowd going. And we're starting at 174 pounds. Okay, so I'm looking forward to you guys really just coming out the gate, settling down, be calm, just focus on wrestling correctly, and good things will come from that. Man.
That is my partner, Brian Battisto, and more on Brian in a little bit, but he's already carried the heavy water just to get us to this point as we have had our introductions. And as you mentioned, we're starting things off at the 74s, and for the Spartans, Cesar Garza in the Michigan State garb, and he'll be taking on Chris Neal for Bakersfield. Interesting weight to start things off with.
So this was my weight in college. And frankly, for me, as somebody that cut a lot of weight his senior year, I saw that as an advantage. By being able to control your weight throughout the week, making sure that you don't have to cut a lot of weight the day of is a big deal. And I think for someone like a younger guy like Cesar Garza, he's been in these big matches. So don't take for the fact that he's a little bit younger, hey, that he is not a gamer. He is 100% going to be the guy that's going to try to get this party going for Michigan State. Now, Chris Neal's walking out right now. Man, is that a mustache? That's an incredible mustache by Chris Neal. Probably one of the best mustaches I've seen in this room right now. So, for one, his mustache, can that help him wrestle good? We'll see. I feel like, again, we got to start the tone right now for this duel. Sports is about momentum, and it starts right now with this matchup at 174 pounds.
At Media Day, Neal's mustache was pencil thin. Now it is full, and we're off.
Chris Neal looking for that underhook right away. A lot of guys trying to fight for inside position. Cesar Garza really favoring that collar tie, and Chris Neal is in on a single leg. Oh, man, don't double off there. You got to come up to the body there, Chris. Cesar Garza, man, really good position for that go behind. Couldn't quite get there, though.
As you mentioned, Spartans have some Californians on their roster. This young man, Garza, from Oakdale.
The fans watching at home, this first period is really about establishing pressure and who is going to take risk. And Cesar Garza is the first really to pull a trigger on a committed shot and is able to get that three-point takedown. He's already got a deep half. Now, Cesar Garza, for one, you got to give him a lot of credit. Being a younger guy, being a California guy, being able to come out here. I see some Oakdale memorabilia up in the stands right now, coming down and support their guy.
Once again, welcoming in our audience today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Vance Palm with Brian Battisto. First match, 74s.
We're already approaching almost a minute of riding time. Okay, now when it comes to riding time, that's very important. For one, you want to be able to reach that minute mark, but you want to go a little bit over. So when it's your turn to choose down later in the match, you have enough time to get out. So Cesar Garza, just before riding time, kicks him with the idea that, hey, I got a minute left on the clock. I'm going to try to go get another score. And another attack by Cesar Garza, that knee pull single leg. Chris Neal being stingy. He gets another takedown. 1 minute on the clock. He cuts him again.
1 minute.
Now, as I said, wrestling's about momentum. Cesar Garza is starting to feel it, and he's trusting his coaches right now. Hey, we got to put the pressure on this guy early, and we got to be looking for bonus points early in the duel. Bonus points, for those that are watching at home, bonus points are if you win a decision by 7 or less points, it's plus 3 points to the team score. If you get 8 to 14 points, it's plus 4 points to the team score. And if you get to 15, that's plus 5 to the team score. So Cesar Garza is really trying to set the tone early for his team and go out and get bonus points at 174 pounds.
With a half a minute left in the first, it's 9-3.
We're getting close. So right now it's 30 seconds. Chandler Roger is saying, hey, tough ride. Keep this guy down. Roger Chandler, my bad. Chandler Rogers wrestled at Oklahoma State. This is Roger Chandler.
Sounds good. I like it all. More on Coach Chandler in a bit, more on Coach Smith in a bit.
Cesar Garza is really trying to stick with that Blair ride. It's a good control ride, especially late in the period when you're trying to ride somebody, and he wants to keep that head on the mat.
Into the first. Coach Luke Smith talked about Chris Neal. I talked with him yesterday at length about his entire roster. It's advanced high IQ, very smart young man. But this is the first year that he's really starting to take his nutritional aspect of his diet and of that approach. And, he's a state champion, so he's, again, looking for some growth out of Chris Neal.
And I see him, he's put in this position right now. Obviously, the scoreboard is not in a great spot right now for Chris. He needs to get that riding time down, and fortunately, Garza gets out, but hey, you got to keep wrestling, okay? With the way that the points are right now, you have to continue to wrestle and continue to fight because you're never out of the fight.
Up to 16-3 now.
We're very close. We're very close to a tech. Dang it. Cesar Garza, man, just pulling the trigger early and getting after those takedowns. Having that three-point takedown is such a big deal. And he, again, controlled the match literally from the start of the whistle, trying to get inside position, trying to snap Chris Neal down, and he picks up the technical victory, putting Michigan State up 5-0.
Up next at 180
Man, that was a great knee pull by Cesar Garza. Quick, hard finish. And again, really trying to establish the ride, but then also not being afraid to just cut him and just start putting points on the board. What a big win by Cesar Garza. Dominant win. Dominant win. Big snaps, run the angle, hustling to get those goal behinds. Now, CSUB's in the hole, okay? We're down 5-0, but we have transfer from Oklahoma, 3-time national qualifier, Garrett Ninhouse. Okay, looking forward to hopefully get CSUB back up on the board. He's up a weight, he's at 184 pounds, and now he's taking on, from Michigan State, Luke Daly.
Again on your left, Luke Daly in the gray singlet for the Spartans. On your right in the blue, Garrett Ninhouse, spelled Ninhuis. My partner and I were looking at that when we got our match notes earlier in the week, and we instantly went to our pronunciation guide, Ninhouse.
When I saw that he was transferring from Oklahoma via the transfer portal to CSUB, I got very fired up. But one thing I was like, man, how do you say his last name?
Well, as you mentioned, 2-time state champ in Pennsylvania, had a few injuries, getting back in shape, getting his weight and cardio. Wrestling shape is what Coach Luke Smith talked about.
I mean, a lot of it has to just get your weight down. Good attack here with that carry. He's got to keep that arm, though. If he keeps that arm, he can use that to establish a ride and hopefully some near fall points. Quick early takedown in the first 20 seconds of the match. Garrett's doing a great job establishing pressure, trying to get weight on Daly's hands. He was really looking for that head lever, and I think he gets it. Now he's looking to try to establish an arm bar, it looks like, up on top. He's got that far wrist. Now he goes near wrist, sticking with that head lever. Now he gets the arm bar. It's a little bit shallow, though. A little bit shallow. Again, Ninhouse really trying to establish a riding time advantage right now. We're at 50 seconds. And Daly's eating that right now. He's on his stomach. Garrett's really establishing a very tough ride, really sticking to that head lever. There's time enough on the clock for him to get back points.
What is a great angle of it right there that you're seeing on your screen.
Luke Smith yelling from the corner, be controlled here, be controlled. If you do not have that armbar in the right spot, sometimes referees will blow it potentially dangerous. Right now, we got a stall call on bottom. Again, Ninhouse really establishing a very tough ride. He's at 1.5 minutes of riding time. Garrett Ninhouse, a lot of experience wrestling at Big Ten University, Purdue, before transferring to Oklahoma. Now he's here in Bakersfield, representing the Roadrunners in the blue and gold.
Daly, redshirt junior out of Carbondale, Illinois.
Hip down, get your knee free. Free your knee. Right in parallel.
Under a minute.
Roger Chandler trying to get in the referee's ear saying, hey, he's riding parallel, which, frankly, he is kind of right. But when you're in that bottom position and somebody's really riding your hips, it's very difficult to get your weight back so that you can actually establish a stand-up. But, again, I would argue Garrett's really trying to work for that head lever, and what that does for the referee's eyes, hey, I'm getting off the hips. I'm allowing this guy to try to come up to his feet because I'm trying to work for a takedown. He gets right back to that bar. Short time on the clock. Honestly, here, I would just try to run in, hopefully try to get a quick 2 count. Keep going. Daly's got to be tough here, though. Short time.
Wow, nice first period, though, for Ninhouse.
Again, this is all about momentum. Ninhouse needs to continue to put the pressure. Red defers over to green. Do we want to go down? We might want to go neutral. Yeah, I'd go neutral there. You just got ridden out. You gave up over 2.5 minutes of riding time. Let's go neutral. Let's not put ourselves back down there. Let's give us another chance to wrestle on our feet. Now, with the riding time advantage, that point is not locked in until the end of the match. So technically on the scoreboard, it says 3-0 with riding time. That riding time, again, does not get factored in. So a takedown from Daly would tie this thing.
Use that hook. Come on, Daly. Push the space, Daly. Come on.
Coach Smith really high on Ninhouse in our interview yesterday.
I mean, he's a really good guy. I've gotten a chance to kind of get to know him a little bit. I think part of that move, obviously, I mean, think about how many times he's moved. He's from Pennsylvania, okay, wrestled at Purdue, and then transferred to Oklahoma, and now he's in Bakersfield. He's across the country from his hometown. It takes a lot getting used to, you know, and I honestly, I think coming in through the transfer portal and getting, a decent NIL deal, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure on somebody, especially late in the career that's gone through some injuries. This is still a match, guys. I mean, right now, Daly's got Ninhouse up against the edge. Ninhouse kind of grounding himself on the mat. Let's see, we call a stalemate position. We're going to get a fresh start back in the center.
Let's go. Push the pace. Come on, he's tired now.
47 seconds left in the second.
Come on, Daly, pull. Snap.
30 seconds left. This is big for Daly. He's got to keep the pressure on Ninhouse. You can start to see Ninhouse kind of slowing down a little bit. For Daly to be in this match, he needs to keep pulling on Ninehouse's head. He needs to keep closing the gap. But Daly's got to put himself in position to actually get a takedown. Oh, there we go. Nice little knee pull attempt. Nothing, though. Now we're in short offense position. Ninhouse sticking with that front headlock. Really just trying to just hold position.
10
trying
seconds.
to stay heavy. This is a big opportunity. I mean, right now, okay, they have a choice. Roger Chandler just telling this guy, hey, we got to go high pace right now, okay? Because if you look at the scoreboard, okay, it's 3-0. Okay, we're in the top position. Daly's looking over at his corner. You got to cut him in this position. Maybe you can try to catch back points from here if he tries to build up. Daly, you got to keep your hand in the armpit, man. So we're neutral right now. Daly has a chance to slide. You got to keep sliding. You got to get your right arm out there, Daly. You got to start attacking his grip. Keep sliding, keep sliding. Oh, no takedown yet. There is a little bit of reaction time here. There's no takedown. Referee is waving it off. Ninhouse showing some grit. He's looking for a Peterson position. This is big. Daly has to score this position. He has to continue to improve in this situation because if not, the referee's going to blow it dead. He has to continue to attack this lock. Ninhouse has been in this situation millions of times. He has to stay tough on that lock, and the referee blows it dead. It's going to give him a fresh start.
And he blew it dead. Why?
So if there's no one can improve in that situation, they call it a stalemate. Basically, neither side can continue to improve, so we're going to go fresh start on our feet. Oh, that was a quick stall. I don't know about that stall call. I understand Ninhouse looks tired, but he was just in on Daly's leg.
Under a minute, third period.
Daly's going to need more than just a takedown. He's got to get feet to back here. At the end of this period, riding time is pretty much locked up, so it's basically 5-0 on the scoreboard. Daly in on a shot, Garrett back to his short offense. He's got his hands pretty locked. You're not going to be able to score from there, but you're definitely going to stop Daly from getting to your legs.
Half a minute.
He's got to change some things together. He's in this underhook. You got two. Get your elbows up, Daly. You got two underhooks. Get your elbows up. Man, Garrett Crafty is able to get that leg, and he's not going to try to finish this. He's just going to get that S grip, right? You can see his lock right there. He's going to try to hang on. Nothing yet. Oh, watch his knee, though.
Under 10 seconds.
Nothing yet. 3 takedown. And we got to be thinking, hey, we got a major, right? So here's the situation. Okay, Garrett was in that situation where he was kind of fighting off the takedown. But what's interesting about this new scoring element is you can go from 0 to 100 real quick. And what I mean by that is he was able to get that last takedown to put CSUB into criteria for a major. So getting an 8-0 victory is now going to put CSUB at 4 points on the scoreboard. So now it's 5-4 CSUB, and hopefully this win at 184 pounds can really get things going for the Roadrunners.
Oh, what a big win there.
Oh, that was a very nice carry right away by Ninhouse. He kept that arm and really just established the match right away with that good ride out in the third period. Quick takedown. He got over 2.5 minutes of riding time. And this key position right here was really the separating factor. He just continued to wrestle. Personally, I thought he was just going to try to hang out on that leg and just wait for time to expire. But he gave everything he got in that last sequence.
Well, as dramatic as it can be, as we get into the 97s, the highly anticipated, highly publicized match that you talked about, we are waiting for Remy Cotton's opponent. This is the 197s, and the opponent is...
Wrestling at 197 pounds for Michigan.
We have Remy Cotton wrestling AJ Ferrari. Now, why are people here? Obviously to watch the Roadrunners, the Michigan State guys do battle. But AJ Ferrari, high-profile character. He's flamboyant.
The music starts.
Yeah, I mean, you listen to the music. He's from Allen, Texas, by way of New Jersey. Man, this guy brings a lot of flair. He's super flexible. He can do that middle splits and hold up the double runners. I mean, this guy's going to bring a lot of energy. The big thing, though, is he has to be calm and cool and collected. Okay, he's on kind of a retribution arc right now. This is a character moment for AJ. Obviously, had some issues off the mat. He transferred to CSUB, took some time away from the sport. Now he's back in it. The question is, though, can he be the guy that's going to continue to try to pursue his hopes of being a national champion, being an All-American? Now, this is somebody that, hey, when you have an opportunity to go get him in the transfer portal, okay, you have to understand, obviously he's super talented, but can you help him just get in a right spot where he can continue to grow as a person? Because honestly, that's a big part of what this sport is. And I know, again, he's kind of maybe a controversial person right now out in the wrestling community, but dang, I just hope he succeeds here.
Partner, his coach, Lightning Luke Smith, said, Vance, overall, very unique individual, 675-pound clean lift, flexible, huge gas tank. He's a student of the art. He's a student of the craft. But one thing about this young man is his focus and concentration on his diet. Incredible dietitian with his health.
I was talking to Luke Smith about his recruiting trip. This is a little insight on maybe who AJ Ferrari is. He's very particular about his diet. When he was asking, hey, what's this on the menu? He was like, hey, what kind of oil do you cook it in? What are some of the ingredients? Like, he had to know every single little detail because for him, his nutrition is such a big factor and just how he lives his life, and he really focuses on trying to take care of his body.
On that note, one of the things Coach Smith talked about is it's to the other wrestlers, certainly some of the younger wrestlers that maybe haven't paid as much attention to into their and a great example for that as well.
I mean, if you have a national champion in your room, man, then that's a really great attack right away from AJ Ferrari. His head's on the mat, though. He's got to keep his hands locked. He's got to elevate that foot and get weight back up into Cotton. Right now, he's trying to go knee under. That's a good way to finish that single leg. If they're going Wisner, he's able to get that three-point takedown. Now, one of the things that made AJ Ferrari so special is his strength. However, he doesn't choose to ride Cotton. We have a minute left in the first period.
Traverse City, Michigan.
Davidson, powerhouse program in Michigan, has produced a lot of great wrestlers. One of my personal favorite wrestlers that I looked up a lot, Brent Metcalf, coaches at Iowa State, where, interestingly enough, Willie Meekless, assistant on the staff, transferred to, and he's now coaching at Michigan.
Flow Wrestling, AJ's at 4. Remy's at 25. 20 seconds left in the first.
Smith urging AJ Ferrari to continue to look for a takedown with short time left. And he pulls the trigger. He's got time.
Wow.
It gets very tough to try to finish that takedown if you put your head back down on the mat. Very tough. You got to try to get your head up. AJ Ferrari goes down.
Spoke with our sports information director, Isaac Camelli. Went through a couple of different wrestlers, of course, talked about AJ and the advance he's focusing on a career and what he wants to do after collegiate wrestling, and he's really a very, very driven, focused individual for post-college.
He is very big on the social media. There's actually a couple of guys that I know just through wrestling in our community that are walking around right now with cameras, and they're taking shots of them. They're taking videos. Recently, he just posted the life of AJ Ferrari, so if you want to see inside the mind of AJ Ferrari.
Partner, your thoughts here with one still sussing things out?
I mean, here's the thing, Ferrari, you got to push yourself right now. This isn't just trying to hang on and keep the match. You're ranked. We need bonus points. Okay, we don't want to just settle for a decision. You have to continue to attack, and he does. He gets to that leg. Now he's looking for that Turk. Right now he's got to keep that bottom leg and be underneath the chin with his hand. If he can get underneath that chin and elevate Cotton's hips, that's what's going to take to get those back points. He's close, but he's got to elevate that leg. There we go. There's the elevation. Now he's got to walk his fingers underneath Cotton's chin. We're close. We're close. You have time. Referee is not going to stalemate this position. You got to continue to stay on that leg and continue to try to work. He's underneath the chin. Cotton being very tough, trying to keep that elbow up. AJ looking a little tired. You have to continue to attack this position. These bonus points are going to come from you to try to continue to look for back points when you get in positions to score them.
You feel like Cotton's weathered the storm pretty well?
He's putting up a good fight. I mean, he's not backing down. I mean, everybody knows what's happening in this situation. Roger Chandler saying, hey, that was an illegal headlock. Remy Cotton going down to start the third period. Now, this is important. Remy Cotton needs to get out so that way he can kind of sort of protect himself from giving up a major decision.
Head coach Roger Chandler in his 28th year with the program, 9th as the head coach. Hall of Fame accolades. But he's watching his 97s. Remy Cotton take on a top 5 wrestler in the country in AJ Ferrari.
AJ Ferrari already kind of trying to put on a show a little bit, slapping his hands, big clap. But Cotton doesn't have any fear. He's trying to attack right now. He understands the magnitude of this situation. He has to continue to try to wrestle. AJ Ferrari, though, once he gets his hands locked on a leg, he is very strong. He's going to continue to try to pull that leg in. But he has to finish his takedown. He has to continue to progress through the sequence, and he needs to try to elevate this foot right now, and he does. And he gets that 3-point takedown.
$1:15 left.
Now the question is, you have time on the clock. AJ Ferrari's a little bit tired. You know, injury time. Now, it's hammy.
Hammy time.
I mean, some of the pitfalls of lifting a lot is you are constantly putting stress on your body, which if you're not recovering properly when you're doing a sport like wrestling that's very endurance intensive, sometimes you are more likely to pull hamstrings, and that can lead to other injuries as well.
Hey, Coach, we see those jeans out there, and we're excited to announce that Lightning Luke Smith hired Ernest James to the coaching staff. So Coach James out there, there's a shot at Coach James right there. Your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm super excited about this hire. Ernest James has head coaching experience. He was the associate head coach at Hofstra. To be honest, Hofstra is a developing program. And if you think about his wrestling experience, he was a 2-time NCAA qualifier for Edinburgh at heavyweight. He had spent some time in the Valley previously, wrestling at the Valley Regional Training Center up in Fresno. He kind of has a little bit of knowledge of the area, But the big thing is, though, is that he can share the administrative workload with Luke Smith and focus more on things like wrestler development and recruiting, which if you want to be successful in this country when it comes to coaching collegiate sports, you have to focus on development and recruiting.
Well, Coach Smith spoke so highly of him with the Hofstra situation. They hired their guy, so, Coach was looking for a new home and knew all about the history and tradition here and knows that we're in the building stages of getting to a level that we want to be at. So very happy to have him here. So we maybe not in the way that he wanted to be in the shot as he comes out to take a look at AJ, but we got him in there. Here we go with 1:03 left, Coach.
So AJ Ferrari is going to cut him. The score is 10-3, but AJ Ferrari does have riding time now. Now riding time is not locked up. But as of right now, he does have the major decision. So the question is AJ Ferrari going to continue to look to score, or is he going to try to hold position and circle?
I think he's going to look to score.
I mean, Khan kind of has to force something and take some risk, and that's going to lead right to an AJ Ferrari re-attack, and he gets that three-point takedown. 30 seconds. I would ride him here. Stay off your knees. Oh, we're going to cut him, I guess. So the score is 13-4. Short time left on the clock. Cotton has to go big here. Or try to get a takedown just to stop the major. You have to make something happen, Cotton. Slide, get an angle. Nice. Honestly, a good win for AJ Ferrari. Be able to come out here, really the first time in a home crowd, wrestling a very game opponent in Remy Cotton. Good win for the Roadrunners, building their lead now with another major decision. Oh, and he gives us what we want. We want that double splits. Give us the double runners, baby. He's flamboyant. He brings that energy. How awesome is this? AJ Ferrari pulling the trigger on that single leg. Got a little sloppy in that second attack, but hey, he was able to continue to attack, continue to be explosive, and once he gets his hands locked down that single leg, he's very tough. He's very tough to stop. He did a great job and went out and got bonus points for the runners. Now, the question is, with AJ Ferrari's victory, can they continue to build momentum as they go into heavyweight? Okay, now in this next matchup, okay, we have one of my guys. Okay, I was able to, fortunately enough, coach him, senior of high school. Really great kid, Bakersfield local, Jake Andrews. Jake Andrews had picked up a top 30 ranked win over Trevor Tinker of Cal Poly in the Roadrunner Open. And man, that was a special victory for him. He had lost to that guy like 5 times, back to back to back to back. So being able to get big wins like that, I'm just hoping that he continues to enjoy his time here, continues to grow. This is a great opportunity for Jake Andrews to continue to put CCB in the driving wheel. And again, the question is, can you continue to build on this lead? There's a lot of wrestling left in this matchup between CCB and Michigan State.
Spoke with Coach Smith about Jake as well, his advance. I could not say enough positive things about this young man. Can't say enough. Had it in quotes. Wrestling really well right now. Local guy, grit, and he could do some really great things. I call it his high school matches, my man, on the Current Line Network. So
he's one of those guys, like, he will show up early and mop the mats. Like, seriously, he was a senior in high school, would show up early and mop the mats. Like, for somebody to be a senior and to show up early and mop the mats, that is a testament to this guy's character. Super excited that I get to be here and watch him wrestle.
I am feeling old, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you were a freshman in high school the last time CCB beat Michigan State.
And you're going to bring it up again.
But you brought it up the first time.
I'm going to have to take you out to the mat, my man.
What, shoot 3-pointers?
Yeah.
You can wrestle, sure. All right.
No. Nice to see Jake maturing into the leader that he is. Vadia at 285.
Jake Andrews really just trying to establish a collar tie right now and continue to pull on Vanadia's head. A lot of ways that heavyweights are going to be able to score. I'm trying to think of like an equivalent of this. It's kind of like how kicking is in football. It's kind of a little bit of a different sport. Now, with the development of high school wrestling and club wrestling at the heavyweight positions only going to continue. We see more athletic guys coming out for wrestling instead of going to football or basketball. such as Gable Stevenson, who just decided to come back to wrestling. However, Jake Andrews is one of those guys, he can do leg attacks. He can hand fight and pull in the guy's head, and when their hands come up, that's when he's going to find his attack.
Max, one of the 2 Vadia freshmen on this Spartan roster.
Michigan State has a lot of young guys. They have definitely some experienced guys that are kind of anchoring in the team a little bit. One of them being Tristan Luhan, we'll see later out of Selma High School. Now, if we want to talk about the transfer portal and the NIL situation, Michigan State, one of their tougher guys, one of their better guys getting recruited out of high school, Chase Aldate out of Gilroy High School in California, recently transferred to Michigan, which, if you know Michigan and Michigan State, those are rivals, school rivals. And it kind of goes both ways. CSUB was able to pick up Garrett Ninhouse, as well as obviously AJ Ferrari in the transfer portal. It's a different age of college athletics right now, and it's very interesting to see as it unfolds.
Under a minute here in the first. My partner, Brian Battisto, teacher and coach at Frontier High School, where Jake wrestled, as he just mentioned. My partner was a walk-on, earned a scholarship 2014 through 2019. Very, very honored to have Battisto with us. Pac-12 finalist, 3-time Pac-12 placer, and the Roadrunner Athletic Honor Society. Great to have you with us, partner.
It's great to be here. I mean, honestly, it's super cool to be able to look at somebody right now that's wrestling, that's here. And that's alumni night, or morning?
Yep.
We say alumni morning?
Alumni day.
Alumni day. Let's go with that.
Alumni
big crowd.
Day.
Yeah, big crowd. It's interesting just kind of talking to teammates to come out here and wrestle. And obviously, I mean, that's kind of what this program is all about. We're here to serve the community. That's why I stayed here. I mean, I left Santa Cruz to come here, and I stay here. Because,
you don't hear that a lot.
Well, you know, the weather here is a little bit better. There was just a tornado up in the Santa Cruz area. Going early to get that first takedown is big, especially in a heavyweight match where scores are sometimes hard to come by. I'm looking to see Jake Andrews continue to put a tough ride on to try to establish that riding time advantage. And he's able to do that. He's staying heavy on Nadia's wrist. It's awesome having somebody like Ernest James in here, somebody that can be the Jake Andrews wrestling partner, coach him up, give him some experience.
And
the Nadia gets out. Now the score is 3-2. It's still a close match. Still anything can happen with that 3-point takedown. Look for both wrestlers to continue to try to control the tie-up and create pressure.
Well, you're so right. Coach James really barking at his big guy.
Yeah, keep wrestling. Keep trying to score. Keep fighting for inside position. The moment you let off the gas, it gives the guy an opportunity to match. The Nadia open it up a little bit. Oh, I don't know about that stall call. But Jake Andrews with a good re-attack. He needs to continue to try to shelf that leg and put that leg up on his hip and step up and continue to crowd, because we also have a danger rule. So if Jake Andrews can slowly put the Nadia into position where normally if he had control it'd be for near fall, they're going to do a danger count. However, that's not needed. Jake Andrews gets that big 3-point takedown.
Coach James with a big fist pump as he sits back down.
I like it. Bring that energy, Coach. Bring that energy.
He's fired up right away.
The Nadia, though, he's got to make a better choice. Man, this is still a match. You have to continue to wrestle. Just because you give up a takedown, you can't go flat to your stomach. Continue to wrestle. Wrestle through the position.
5 seconds left in the second.
Jake Andrews can tilt. You don't see that a lot in the heavyweight position.
Again, we're in the 285s. Jake Andrews, Cal State Bakersfield, Max Vadia.
Jake Andrews chooses down. Start the third period. This is a big test. Rotating. Trying to get in a position where he can establish back pressure and push back up into the Nadia. The Nadia, with the score being the way that it is, I wonder if he's going to look to continue to ride and try to find a turn, or if he's going to let him go at some point to try to go for a takedown, and he does.
There's your answer.
The Nadia really needs to open up here, and again, at heavyweights, it's very tough to do that, because if you take a shot, that's why it's a little bit different than other sports. If you take a shot Okay, and the defensive guy gets his weight on you. That's not like at 197 pounds. This is 285. That's a lot of weight coming down on your shoulder, coming down on your head. Guys are less inclined to shoot underneath a big guy at heavyweights. Jake Andrews is going to continue to try to fight for an inside position. Vadia with the shot. Jake Andrews is going to get his leg back. He's going to look to try to get off Vadia's head here and out of short offense and try to find a re-attack, and he does. He gets the angle. Vadia puts his head inside. Jake Andrews on the edge. He's trying to lift that foot up. He's got to climb it like a rope, and he does. He gets that three-point takedown, baby. He's got to ride him out. The match is not over. He's got to ride him out. The way the out-of-bounds rule is, as long as you have even a toe within a cylinder, that is the circle, within the cylinder, you're going to continue to be allowed to wrestle.
Under half a minute here in the final period.
That was a big takedown. That's one of those takedowns, again, that gets the crowd going. That gets your teammates that have to wrestle after you. That gets them going. That was a big takedown. Jake wisely keeping his toe in bounds. However, Vadia's hand goes off the mat, so we're going to get a fresh start.
So what a performance today on Alumni Day for Jake Andrews, the local. 10 seconds left remaining.
Jake's going to continue to wrestle here, continue to try to ride the guy, keep weight on him. Vadia, though, he's showing some fight. He kept wrestling. He didn't just lay there. But Jake Andrews picks up the major decision, 11-2 victory with riding time. He waves his hands up to the crowd. He's saying, hey, get up on your feet. We're here. CSUB, baby. He flexes, puts a heart up to the crowd. Ernest James, got to be excited with that performance. Great re-attacks from Jake Andrews, was really the marquee positions here throughout this match. Jake Andrews' commitment to really just establishing the tone early. His hand fighting and pressure here was tremendous. Continuing to look to score. Okay, with these three-point takedowns, every single opportunity you get to get a takedown matters. This beautiful single leg here, this was a gritty takedown, and you can see Ernest James getting fired up in the corner. The crowd gets going. Man, that was a great takedown on the edge by Jake Andrews.
Coming up next, we'll have the 125s. And then after the 125s, we are going to take a short break, the only break that we'll take. Again, I'm Vance Palm, joined by Brian Batisto, our main man here, handling all of the heavy lifting. And it's been a great start for the Roadrunners, partner.
I mean, honestly, again, it's just like, hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. You have to continue to wrestle every single match. And what's tough about dual meets sometimes is you get caught up in the guy's match before you, right? And that gets your emotions up to the point where you get a little bit tired, right? Your energy level goes up. You want to be even keeled throughout your match. I'm very excited to see Richie Castro-Sandoval come in and wrestle. Richard Castro-Sandoval, Santa Ynez, California, Valley Union High School. He's got some big moves. He's got some good upper body attacks. I'm really hoping that he opens up here because he is very talented in the room. He's got a lot of different ways to score. I want to see him bring that to the match because we need it. We have to continue to get these wins no matter how we can throughout this dual meet.
Tough, scrappy, well prepared, and goes so hard. Those are the words from Coach Smith about Richie Castro-Sandoval. And we saw a very large exit of about 50, 60 people leaving. They're not leaving. They're going out into the foyer because during the break that we're about to have after this match, it's going to be a big tribute to all the alumni wrestlers.
Yeah, one of our very awesome people that's a big part of our program, Janice Varner and Vernon Varner, great people. They mean a lot to this wrestling community. I get a thank you card and a happy birthday card and a Merry Christmas card from Janice Varner every single year. And she does a great job of continuing to build these relationships with our alumni. So she is obviously here and making sure. She gave me a hard time. She's like, hey, you didn't tell me that you were going to be here. And I'm like, well, I thought I told everybody I was commentating. I was going to be on the air. She's like, well, I have to write your name down. So
you won't be on the mat for the big celebration because you're going to be over here with us on the air. But you'll be recognized, I'm sure.
That's fair. I'll take it. So far in this matchup, a minute down in the first period, no takedown. Richie Sandoval really trying to just establish pressure from the hand fight. Richie, good level changes. Don't get extended too up in the tie-ups, though, Richie. You have to continue to try to make contact with your head. And then once you make contact, then you can really start picking up your hand fight. Richie trying to dig that underhook on the right side. Caleb Weiand, though, continuing to wrestle. Both of them have underhooks right now. This is a very competitive matchup. Caleb Weiand, he's got to watch out for that carry on the right side. When you get your underhook, you want to make sure you have head position. Both of these guys, like two pit bulls, fighting right in the middle of the mat. Both guys getting after it.
Weiand, redshirt freshman from Macomb, Michigan. As Brian said, Castro-Sandoval from San Ynez, California.
Richie Sandoval got that underhook, continuing to try to pull on the head and the tricep on the other side. Caleb Weiand going thumb block right now on the right side. Caleb Weiand needs to really start trying to establish his contact and his motion and not just react to Richie Castro-Sandoval. Richie's able to really kind of control the pace of the match. He's the one that's digging underhooks. He's the one that's making contact. He's the one that's bringing those level changes. For Caleb Weiand to be able to actually be competitive and try to initiate offense of his own, he needs to be one that initiates. And, of course, as I say that, Richie Castro-Sandoval is able to get that three-point takedown. He gets a little head nod. He's into the match. Once this guy gets going, he's like a little Energizer bunny. He just keeps rolling.
But he talk about energized. He sent a jolt into this crowd at the Icardo.
Richie Castro-Sandoval, big freestyle guy in the offseason, and Greco. You can kind of see it a little bit. He had Weiand in the front headlock position, had him underneath his chest. It looked like he was going to go throw, and Weiand get back into the match. And we're going to give him that three-point takedown. It was close. It was on the buzzer. An important note here, okay, for wrestling fans out there, we have no challenge review today. No challenge review. So neither coach can throw a brick, but we do have two referees that are here on the mat to make sure the call is right. And they're going to call that a takedown.
Yeah, Coach Chandler pumped up, hopped off the bench, and was giving it the assertive finger point, like, nice work, Caleb.
Well, that's how you get back into the match. You have to continue to wrestle through the sequence. By being able to get out and get a takedown within 5 seconds right before the buzzer, that's huge. Now, Richie's really going to try to establish a ride. Putting that wrong leg in, when you do that, you try to go for something kind of big here, which Richie Sandoval is just, dude, you're doing the right things. Just continue to wrestle. Continue to wrestle. Don't stop wrestling. Continue to do the right things. You just can't come out of position. Again, Richie's going to continue to try to establish the hand fight and the pressure. Caleb Weiand, though, he has to continue to wrestle. Yes, he's up 5-3, but he can't stop the action. Richie's good here with this underhook.
1 minute left.
Oh, little throw-by attempt. Oh, you got to get two in, Richie. You got to get your right hand inside. You're going to be in trouble. Caleb Weiand with a good re-attack by Richie on the edge. Weiand going shin whizzer. He needs to get his head up and wait over that whizzer. Otherwise, Richard Castro-Sandoval can limp arm. But we got to look out for the danger rule. Caleb Weiand being stingy. He's looking to try to get Richie's wrist right here on the edge and possibly look for a roll through. Oh, right back into that whizzer position. There's nothing yet. Coach Roger Chandler is saying, hey, go backside, try to get your leg back. Continue to wrestle. We have one toe in by Weiand. This could go either way, guys. This is a very important sequence. Short time left on the clock. Weiand's got to get two in and bounce. You got to get two in and bounce to clear your elbow. Keep wrestling here.
5 seconds.
Wrestling. Oh, they blew it dead.
Wow.
What a great sequence.
That was intense.
Man. Getting fired up over here.
I've got my left headphone on to hear my partner and my right headphone off so I can hear the head coach. Oh, what a great period. What a great period.
And Richie knows right away. He's like, I got to go down. I got to go down. Now, riding time as of now is not going to play a factor. Richie's down 5-3. An escape puts him 1 point under. Reversal puts him at a tie. He tries to get a quick start here. He's trying to time that whistle. He gets a caution. First one's free. Second one, hey, you got to chill a little bit, and the third one's going to cost you a point.
It's so great. All these wrestlers are supposed to be out in the lobby getting ready.
Wait, we're here to watch.
Yeah,
we're here to watch. We're not here to get recognized. We're here to watch. We care about this program.
They're all popped out to. They said, hey, you can't keep us in the lobby. We want to see this.
Richie. You got to continue to wrestle, Richie. Oh, he gave us 1 point escape. There's no breaking contact. Roger Chandler's like, no, that's not how that works. The referees, though, they're not going to challenge it. Richie, though, man, you got to continue to wrestle that through that situation. See, in this situation, with no reviews, this is a big deal because he could throw that, coach could throw that challenge break and be like, hey, I don't think that was an escape. As of now, Weiand still has the lead, 5-4. Richie Sandoval, however, he's got to continue to put the pace on. He's got to continue to hand fight and continue to put pressure. He's in a good spot with that underhook, but you got to get head position. Richie Sandoval with the drag to the head outside. He gets a 3-point takedown, but Weiand, you have to continue to wrestle. You can't put your head on the mat. You have to continue to wrestle. There's enough time on the clock where if you get an escape, you can still get back into the match. This is a big matchup. For CSUB to pull this duel off, Richie Sandoval has to continue to ride Weiand out.
Yeah, you can hear the coaching staff with the Spartans. You got to go, you got to go, you got to go, Caleb.
You have to wrestle. You're not out of the match. This is one of the most frustrating things as a coach when you stop wrestling. You're still in the match, bud. Keep wrestling. Yes, seal, rotate, get your weight back. Yes, hips away. Richard Sandoval, you got to stay behind him. You got to stay on the hips. He's looking at Peterson. He's looking for Peterson. There's nothing yet. He gets the reversal. This is a match, guys. This is a match. As of right now, Richie Sandoval Castro-Sandoval has 10 seconds before riding time is under a minute. So as of now, it's looking like it's going to go into overtime. Richie Castro-Sandoval has to continue to attack. He has to continue to try to get to his feet.
10 seconds left.
And he's out. 1 point. 8 seconds left. Caleb Weiand has to try to make something happen. He might not know what's going on.
He doesn't.
There's no attempt. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He might not have known.
I don't think so, because the entire Spartan coaching staff was up. They all stood up in unison just pointing at him, pointing at him,
He might
pointing
not
at
have
him.
known.
10-minute intermission.
It's hard. It's hard. I mean, if you're not looking at the scoreboard, which if you're wrestling, you're not. This happened last year when David Carr wrestled Mitchell Messenbrink. Mitchell Messenbrink thought it was going to go into overtime, and it wasn't. David Carr had a lead, and he stopped wrestling. Yeah, and that's frustrating. But this was a great sequence by Caleb Weiand, really trying to control outside positions. However, Richie Castro-Sandoval, he's got a lot of different ways to attack, from underhook to drag on the other side. Man, that was a gut check. A lot of great wrestling in this moment. I thought Caleb Weiand was going to get that Peterson position and back points. However, Richie Castro-Sandoval showed some guts. He continued to wrestle, great hip heights, continued to get back to his feet. Weiand, no real attempts really trying to get back on Castro-Sandoval's legs. He had to have thought, man, we're going into overtime. Man, that's why you have to continue to wrestle. You can't stop wrestling. You can't stop wrestling.
If anybody needs a break, it's my partner. Talk about heavy lifting. Brian Battisto, thank you, brother. We have our one and only break right now. College wrestling. Hope you're enjoying it. It's Pac-12 wrestling on Roadrunner Sports Network. We'll be back after this. back, everybody. A little break for everyone except for my partner, Brian Batista. He had to go back out on the mat and be honored as one of the Roadrunner alumni. Before we get to what's happened in the first segment of this match, let's talk about your time as a Roadrunner and what it meant to you and what it means to you now.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I can talk about. The very first thing that I think about, though, is how grateful I am that I get to be a part of such a great, awesome group of people. I hope these young guys that are wrestling right now appreciate the time that they get to have, because when you are wrestling for the CSUB Roadrunners, you get to wear that blue and gold. You're a part of this group that goes back decades. I mean, if you think about it, there are guys here from wrestling that are 1960s. Like, how awesome is that? And they're on this mat. So when I think about how awesome it is that I get to be part of this network, I'm here because I get to teach and I get to give back to the community. And the expectation is when you get done wrestling for this program, now it's your turn. Help give back. Okay, and I think part of it, why this dual meet is such a hallmark event, is because these alumni, we have expectations. Okay, we have expectations to fight. We have expectations to be competitive and to do the right things on and off the mat. So we got to continue to try to grow this sport and grow our community. And obviously, I'm very excited to be here and very grateful I get to be on the mic today.
I loved it watching all those alumni come out and they spreading all the way across the mat. There was a big, big group of guys. Great to see that camaraderie. And the wrestlers, you guys are, to me, so entertaining in just kind of your nuances with each other. They announced your name, and I was like, yeah, let's go, Brian. And three guys looked back at me and like, really? I mean, it's just, so funny, and I love it so much. Now, let's segue into what we've seen already. Right now, the runners are up 15-5 on the big scoreboard. But to me, it feels like it's more than the points. Is they've got some juice today.
Well, you feel it. You feel it, right? You feel that energy that they're bringing. And I think part of it, again, is I'm going to keep saying it throughout this duel, it's momentum. So this break, I want to see how they come out with Santino Sanchez wrestling Tristan Luhan. Santino is a very tough wrestler. He's quick. He's very good, very explosive. He's a two-time state placer from Esperanza High School. He's going to be going up against Tristan Luhan, who's the only returning national qualifier in Michigan State's team. I want to see how Santino Sanchez, after the break, comes out and tries to continue to build on this momentum. This break is crucial. It's kind of like the 2-minute warning in football. That timeout, both teams get to go back, coaches get to address some things, and they get to prepare the next guy up. So, Santino Sanchez and Tristan Luhan. I'm looking at Tristan Luhan. How do you get Michigan State back into this match? You are the leader of this program, Tristan Luhan. You're wrestling right now with some California people that are here to come watch you. You're from Selma High School. It's time to come out and represent and try to get Michigan State back into this match.
Santino Sanchez in the blue on your right. Young man out of Whittier, California.
Tristan Luhan's really going to try to control the center of the mat and control the hand fight. Santino, he's quick, he's athletic. He's going to look to try to establish hard contact and try to pull the trigger and try to get some angles here for a takedown. Right now, Tristan Luhan sort of on the edge of the mat here. Santino Sanchez kind of dealt with some injuries the past couple of years. He redshirted his freshman year. Sophomore year, kind of battled some injuries. Now he's here really just pushing this guy, Tristan Luhan, returning national qualifier. I really like how Santino Sanchez is controlling the center of the mat. That's a big deal because for a couple things. For one, you're setting the tone right now. And two, the officials are looking at like, hey, Tristan Luhan, you got to start wrestling. You got to start wrestling back towards the center. And he's warning him right now. We see our official warning Tristan Luhan, hey, you got to start wrestling, bud, or I'm going to ding you.
Coach Smith talked about Sanchez. Advance, he's come a long way. He's kind of a slick wrestler, really smooth.
Oh, what? Man, it looked like maybe a brain fart. He hit the Y button by accident, but Tristan Luhan kind of just fell to his stomach on a shot. Santino Sanchez in great position, though, for a go behind. He's got to continue to keep his hips in and continue to attack the lock. Now he's on his hip. We're in a crackdown position. Tristan Luhan, I mean, he's still in position to score this. He's got to try to get now underneath the leg. Roger Chandler saying, go ahead under, try to elevate that leg that way, because if Santino Sanchez is able to beat that shoulder, a takedown's going to be imminent. Okay. All right, referee's like, hey, no one's improving. Let's stop it. Let's go back up on our feet. Let's continue the action. Tristan Luhan's really got to pick his spots a little better. That first exchange, he's already a little bit winded. Here's the thing, too. Sometimes when you're an older guy and you're wrestling at a lower weight, it's tough continuing to try to keep your weight down. It's tough. Santino Sanchez, a young guy, he needs to continue to be that spark plug. Continue to try to control the center. Get some attacks of your own.
Come on, go to it, come on.
I concur. I'm still golfing at 246.
Okay.
Coming up, half a minute left here in the first.
Come on, go get one this turret, team.
Can't seem to get it down. Still getting the first tee box at 246.
Ned, where do you golf at?
Anywhere that takes me.
All right.
Not much going on here in this first one.
Yeah, we're talking about golf.
Yeah.
Santino Sanchez in on the leg. Tristan Luhan trying to create a scramble position here. He's going whizzer. He's got to keep his head up and his weight over the whizzer to stay really heavy on Santino's arm. You can see Santino Sanchez's shoulder is out right now at the leg. He wants to get his head next to the leg and get his shoulder behind that leg so that way he can continue to stay tight. However, time expires. That was probably going to be a stalemate position anyways.
So a scoreless first.
0-0. Santino Sanchez looks over. Luke Smith says, hey, let's go down. This is an very important matchup. CSB, this is a must-win. If you can take out Tristan Luhan, guy that's been through it, returning national qualifier, this is a big, big win where you can really establish yourself, build up your RPI, establish yourself as a guy that's possibly going to get a bid to the national tournament. Tristan Luhan not in a great spot. Santino Sanchez on his butt now. He cannot give up his wrist. He's going to look to attack the top hand and seal out, and not allow Tristan Luhan to be underneath his arms. Oh, he's got a cross wrist, though. He can wrestle here. Santino Sanchez needs to cut away low and then continue to wrestle on the edge. 1 point escape, and we're out.
Boy, there's a core group of green Spartan jerseys and sweatshirts up in the stands up there, and you can hear them cheering for their Selma wrestler.
Hey, bear down. Selma, they have a proud wrestling history, big tradition. Frontier, we're actually going to go up and duel them this year. Selma, a lot of wrestling history. Tristan Luhan, a part of that.
That's great.
It's great. I mean, you got a lot of people coming out here to wrestle, to watch you wrestle. There's got to be a lot of pressure on that, too, especially, again, being an older guy, keeping your weight down, wrestling 133 pounds, family, friends, old coaches coming out here to watch you perform, and you got a young guy like Santino Sanchez putting it on you right now.
We're in the 133s.
Santino looking to get head position on the inside tie. Tristan Luhan going thumb block, trying to make contact of his own. Tristan Luhan, another kind of awkward shot. Santino Sanchez, you have to score in these positions. This guy falls to his stomach. You have to continue to wrestle. However, Tristan Luhan goes up into that waterfall / Iranian position. Santino Sanchez is going to try to keep that ankle. Now he's going far hip. I'm going to look for him to leg pass here. He's probably going to want to get 2 hands on the ankle. Yes, you can't go far ankle there. It's going to be tough. Continue to stay on the ankle and pull that tight, but you also have to watch out for the danger rule. Tristan Luhan, he's got Santino's leg. You got to watch that knee, though. I think referee's going to let it happen, and there's short time on the clock. Takedown was very close. Again, no video review. You can't challenge it.
Oh, and that Selma Spartan crowd up on their feet, kind of chirping a little bit at the official.
I mean, I love it. I like it. Bring that energy.
No question about it. They thought it was 3 also. And here we go. Final period. Santino Sanchez for Bakersfield. Tristan Luhan.
Santino's going to look to go ankle, and he's going to go look arm crush off of this. We call that the Luke Smith special. Now he's going arm crush. It looks like actually he's going head lever. Tristan Luhan doing the right thing, getting his elbow down. But now Santino needs to either go arm crush off of that when he puts his elbow down. He goes back to the ankle. I look for him to go back to that arm crush. He could change sides here and then go back to the arm crush. There you go. Change his sides. He's underneath the arms. He's got to continue to try to put weight on Luhan's hands. Luhan's got to start attacking hands now. He's attacking hands underneath. He's looking to seal. Big hip heist, and he gets out, and we're tied. Rotting time, not playing a factor. A takedown's going to be big here. Takedown's going to be big.
Boy, you can cut the tension in here with a knife.
Half shot by Luhan. Santino Sanchez, you have to get this takedown. You're in short offense. Continue to protect your elbows. Get both hands in. You have to bounce and clear. Bounce and clear your elbows.
Under a minute.
CSUB bench saying, hey, he's stalling. I don't know about that. If you just take a shot and you're on the leg, I don't know if you can call stalling on the guy that just took a shot.
They can give it a shot. They can try. 40 seconds left. This is fantastic.
Tristan Luhan being gritty. Now he's actually starting to pick up his motion a little bit. When he comes out of his stance to try to circle, he's trying to bait Santino Sanchez into trying to reach. Santino on a great low single. He switches off. He's going to try to hook that leg to try to get that Turk position. Luhan locked in the crotch. He has to also watch his own back so he's not in danger rule. Santino gets the Turk. He's going to want to get a hand in front of the face and elevate. We got 3-point takedown. Oh, and Luhan, he's going to continue to battle. He recognizes what he needs to do. He needs to continue to fight. We're in a scramble position. He's got to continue to wrestle. Roger Chandler's going to question it, though. Again, there's no video review. There's no video review, so the refs are going to come over. They're going to talk to Roger Chandler, and then they're going to have a side conference. So that's what they're talking about right now. Both referees are like, hey, what'd you see on that? You had a different angle. What'd you see? All right. I want to listen on this one.
So we may have a look at it here, Brian. So we have no replay monitor before our audience.
So here's the issue, okay? So in past rules, okay, when you establish criteria for a takedown, if you take him to his hip, there is no reaction time. But now in that situation, there's a little bit of reaction time. So the question by Roger Chandler was like, hey, where's the reaction time on that, right? Because Luhan continued to wrestle through the position. However, and the referees said, no, we're going to look at it right here. That's not quite it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Santino Sanchez came out. He just took out a guy that was returning national qualifier, right? And regardless of maybe how you thought about that takedown at the end, I mean, Santino Sanchez went out and got it, and he went out and took it. Right now, this is a big deal. Being able to pick up that decision, now it's 18-5 CSUB. Michigan State, these next few matches are must-wins. They are must-wins.
So the 141s.
141, we have Hayden Zinkin walking out, wrestling 141 pounds for CSUB.
And we just got word that it's going to be Herman.
So Michigan State weighed in both Evan Herman and Jaden Crumpler at 141. It looks like Herman's going to be wrestling 141 pounds, and then Jaden Crumpler is going to bump to 149 pounds to take on either Steve Cadet or Jackson Frost. This is a big deal. I mean, Michigan State coaches are looking around and be like, all right, how can we possibly get the best matchup to get back into this? Man, Michigan State looking to try to make that 25-win streak of non-conference duels. They need this dual win. Hayden Zinkin wrestled at Bullard High School. Spent a lot of time at D-Throne Wrestling Club.
Well, you made a great point. Michigan State's 24 non-conference win streak in jeopardy.
I mean, this is a big deal. Like I said, this isn't just about winning this duel. This is about continuing to establish that California wrestling pipeline.
And how about for the Roadrunners? How big of a win would this be?
I mean, hey, you're wrestling a Big Ten opponent. Big Ten conference is no joke. I mean, this is one of the best conference. This is the best conference in the country.
Coach Smith talked about it in my interview with him yesterday. So what do you know about the Spartans? He said, well, Vance, they're Big Ten, very physical.
And they're trying to prove themselves, right? They're trying to prove that they belong. Hayden Zinkin, great outside step. High crotch. His head's down. That's in the right spot. He wants to continue to try to get his chest to the leg and get his head up and double off. Hayden Zinin, he's taking him to the edge. Herman continuing to wrestle through the position. He's going far ankle defense. Zinin needs to stay on the head outside. He's trying to double off too early. When Herman does that splits, that's very tough to try to shift that weight. His elbow's in the right spot. He has to continue to prove here, but Herman with that length, he's able to continue to keep that far ankle. He's not going to give up this takedown easily on the edge, and the referee's going to blow a stalemate. Dang, that's a missed opportunity by Zinin. Herman taking a kind of a slow breath here, coming back.
As Brian mentioned, the redshirt freshman from Bullard High School up in Fresno, Zinin.
Zinin needs to continue to put the pedal on the gas here.
Gone quiet again in the Icardo.
Yeah, we need to keep this action going. I don't want to continue to hear about Vance's golf game.
He's filler. It's all filler.
Okay. Luke Smith is saying, hey, chain wrestle, put multiple attacks together. If you want to get to somebody's legs who's tough, you have to put multiple attacks together. You have to chain them together. So what that means is hey, take one attack, take another attack. One reach to the leg has to lead to the next action. One attempt is not going to cut it.
Creeping up on a half a minute left here in the first.
Kind of a far shot here from Zinin. He gets his head covered. This is an opportunity for Herman to try to get control here from short offense. He needs to get both hands in. Yes, he needs to put that elbow down. Being outside right now with Zinin, he has one hand inside in that underhook, and on the outside, Zinin's going to look to continue to control that elbow. Man, stalemate. You have to continue to wrestle through these positions. You can't just shoot and stop. Short time left. Zinin continue to try to establish pressure here in the hand fight. These guys need to continue to open up, but they got to put multiple attacks together in order to get actually a score.
And partner, very briefly, you are echoing what Coach Smith talked about yesterday. Verbatim in my quotes, he said we need to continue to wrestle through all of these positions. You're right on target with exactly what Coach Smith is preaching in his narrative with his coaching staff. Finish the job.
So Smith came in as an assistant my senior year of college, and one of the things that staff had is, hey, if you want to continue to grow and continue to develop, you have to put multiple attacks together on your feet. One attack will not do it. Now Zinin, he needs to continue to try to get weight back, continue to wrestle on bottom. Points so far are going to be hard to come by. So being able to get out and not allowing Herman to be able to continue to build his riding time advantage is going to be very crucial in this match. And we're already 30 seconds. 30 seconds of riding time for Herman. He's in a very tough position. He's got near wrist, and he's looking to go far side half. And if he can continue to put Hayden Zinin's head on the mat, it's going to be very tough for Zinin. Getting a little frustrated. He's starting to kind of put his head on the mat like that and kind of bumping it up and down. You have to continue to wrestle. If he can post his hand out and be able to actually rotate his body back and get his head off the mat, he has a chance to get out. Referee goes stalemate here. Michigan State coaching bench not really excited about that. First one, they're going to call a stalemate on that. The second time he gets in that situation and Zinin does not try to improve, they're going to call stalling.
Roger Chandler's in the Indiana Athletics Hall of Fame, three-time All-American, runner-up in the NCAA, big champion at 142 pounds, Indiana University Male Athlete of the Year, so a highly heralded coach right now. Watching his young Spartan team battle an upstart, hungry, aggressive Roadrunner squad on a Sunday. Alumni Day. There's a lot of positive energy in here for the Roadrunners.
Zinin not in a terrible spot. He's going to continue to try to slide down and try to get his armpit over Herman's hip. He's going to try to attack that foot. Herman's got to keep his hips on top of Zinin here. We call it staying in the saddle. When you stay in the saddle and you can stay behind somebody, you're in a great spot. But Zinin, always, you got to watch that neutral fall. You got to be in position, referee. Herman He's not in a great spot. He's got his heel of the leg that's in. He's got it on Zinkin's hip. Short time left. This is a big ride out. Herman needs to just stay there. Zinkin's got to keep working. And that's it. He got the ride out. That's a big ride out. So as of right now, okay, with 2 minutes of riding time, Zinkin has a choice, okay? You need to work really hard for the ride out. You need to ride him out for at least 1 minute and 1 second in order to be able to take that riding time off. But then if he does that and he gets up to his feet, then it's 1-0. So really the option is ride him out or cut him and go get a takedown.
What would you do?
I mean, if I'm Zinkin, Zinkin's there where he can ride somebody out. He has a very similar style in the top position. He's going to go look to elevate here. He's going to continue to try to elevate and try to take Herman to one side. I would say spend some time in the top position, try to get that riding time mark down. You've been in on Herman's legs. It's not like that's not an option. But this is eating up a lot of clock. I would definitely not give up a reversal, though. Okay, this allows Herman now to continue to dictate the action. But this is still a match. Zinkin can still get out and continue to wrestle.
1:20 remaining in the match.
Michigan State coaching staff urging Herman, hey, be tough here, continue to ride. Now he's got that leg in. Herman wants to get his knee pointed out, his heels to his butt, and his hips in.
Hands are locked, that's a stall. Hands are locked, that's a stall.
Roger a little bit saying, hey, this guy on bottom, he's kind of hanging out down there. He's stalling.
Under a minute remaining in the third. Evan Herman on top, hanging in.
The referee's going to give that stall. I mean, that's fair. Zinkin's not really doing anything to try to build up. He's flailing his legs a little bit. He's trying. He's trying now. We're going to call a stalemate. So a stall and a stalemate. Herman in the driving seat right now. I mean, this is very much a mental battle, okay? If you're Zinkin, you have to continue to wrestle. You have to continue to fight. The alumni here, they're watching. This is a testament to who you are. Are you going to continue to fight, even though you're down, to hopefully try to get back in this match? There's 30 seconds left. This match is not over. You have to continue to wrestle through positions. And he does this with the roll. He's not able to continue that momentum and continue to try to get his hips away. And Herman gets the leg in. He's going to continue to try to break Zinkin down. Good pressure. Attacking that ankle. He's doing all the right things on top. Now what the referee's doing right now, he's doing a 5 count. So Herman being on the ankle in that position, he can only be on that ankle for 5 seconds. Otherwise, it will be a stall call.
Hey, look at this.
Zinkin's going to try to get his hips up. It's going to be very tough here. And again, Herman just showing some guts. 0-0 after the first period. However, riding time and putting the pressure in on top and getting that reversal. Very gutsy win. Trying to get Michigan State back into this match.
So Herman with the win.
Herman, big mat return. Really just committing the ride. I mean, that's what college wrestling is. You know, and I think that's why if you look at how the high school level and how wrestling is being taught in the Midwest and the East Coast versus California, California is very much known for the neutral game, okay? But if you go to places like Pennsylvania and Michigan and Illinois and New Jersey, they spend a lot of time on the mat. And sometimes when you see young guys from California up against older guys from other places on the collegiate level, college guys are sometimes at a disadvantage on the mat.
149's partner.
Steve today, Jaden Crumpler, Jaden bumping up from 141 pounds, trying to get Michigan State back in this match. The team scores 18-8 with 3 matches remaining. Steve today takes the nod over Jackson Frost. This is a big matchup. I mean, every single match counts. Okay, for CSB to be able to lock up this win, they can lock it up at this weight.
Wrestling at 149 pounds for Michigan State, Jaden Crumpler.
This is a must-win.
For CSB.
Must-win from CSB. Steve today with the 2-on-1. He's going to stick with it.
Today, the redshirt freshman out of Mission Viejo, Calvary Chapel High School.
We have a couple guys from Calvary Chapel at CSUB. Devin Flores-Shay, also from Calvary Chapel, we might see at 157.
Crumpler, redshirt freshman from Niagara Falls, New York. Two guys from polar opposite corners of the country.
Steve Cadet, he's in short offense right now, kind of getting his elbows tied up. It's going to be very hard to clear this and try to get an angle. Looks like they're just going to try to weather the storm here. Referee's probably going to stalemate. He blows it dead.
It's a very important match.
I mean, if we can get at least a decision here, that puts us at 21-8 over Michigan State. Michigan State could both get pins at the next two weights, and we'd win 21-20. This is a big match.
A huge one.
The wrestlers know it. The coaches know it. Crumpler needs to continue to try to put the pace on Steve Cadet. He's controlling inside position and the center. Now Cadet actually takes a shot. We're asking, CSUB Corps is saying, hey, where's the stall call? He's backing out. For me, I don't know if I would have called that one. Steve Cadet kind of takes a half shot here, gets his head covered by Crumpler. Roger Chandler is saying, hey, we want to get Steve Cadet's head to the mat. If you can get his head to the mat, that's going to give you an opportunity to clear your arms, and that way you can get around Cadet's hands and hopefully get to a leg attack.
$1:15 left in the first.
Oh, you got to pull the trigger on that. You got to hustle. Okay, that short offense position is all about moving your feet and continuing to try to get that angle. Crumpler doing a really good job of controlling the hand fight and creating pressure, but he needs to find a way to score off those snaps.
Under a minute in the first.
I'm looking over and I see one of our high school wrestlers' parents wearing a Michigan State sweatshirt. I'm going to have to talk to him after the match. He's from Michigan, but still.
Hey, stay focused, partner. Stay focused.
Yeah, sorry. You're right.
Half a minute left here in the first.
Steve Cadet battling for inside position. Still 0-0. It's a good hard contact. I see a lot of these guys, we're kind of picking up the hand fight, but there's not really a lot of attempts really to get an angle and actually be able to get past. Not from a great position. Has their head neck. It's very hard to actually be able to penetrate and get to their legs.
Into the first, I talked to Coach Smith about a bunch of different topics yesterday, and I just kind of asked him how he felt things were going and talked about Utah Valley. We're just young there, mix it in with our veterans. Stanford beat a very good Iowa team the very next week after us. We're trying to close the gap there. This will go a long way today in doing that.
Yeah, Utah Valley doing some awesome things out west. Honestly, the more competition that we have in the western part of the United States, the better it is for CSUB. It's going to help continue to grow wrestling and continue to grow our sport, especially with the near dissolution of the Pac-12 conference. We got to continue to try to build wrestling.
I asked him about his roster. I said, can you believe that I'm asking about your veterans? Veterans. And he goes, yeah, it seems rare to be talking about veterans on my team. Been young for a while.
Shot from Crumpler. Stall call by the official. Steve Cadet in an underhook. This is an opportunity here. You got to get your elbow up and try to chase that angle. However, Crumpler has Cadet's wrist. He's going to need to roll his wrist out, and he's trying. Yeah, Crumpler's got to have a doggone good grip.
Yeah, he does.
Cadet does not want Crumpler to settle in on that collar tie. He has to continue to try to clear his tie-ups and actually be able to get to where he wants to wrestle. That's what hand fighting is. How do you fight for the positions that you want that you can actually use to score?
Under a minute and a second. What would you want to see here from Crumpler?
I mean, Crumpler just needs to continue to fight, but he needs to snap and actually create angles. You're coming forward, and you're having some great pressure, but you're not actually trying to snap and try to redirect and try to actually get an angle. When I say angle, I mean getting off somebody's center line. If I can get off your center line, your head and your hands are not there to be able to actually protect your legs.
Under a half a minute left here in the second.
I mean, Kaday's kind of the same thing. Both these guys are just okay with just fighting for these inside positions, but they're not using it to really try to create any kind of scoring opportunities.
10 seconds.
I mean, honestly, if I'm making a mid-match adjustment, both these guys are okay with making this contact, and you can see they're starting to get tall in their stances. Start faking. Start trying to get some level change going. Now, this is big. Cadet needs to obviously get out in order to tie it, but then the adjustment that needs to be made on both guys is, hey, start using some level changes. Start using some fakes. Try to open this match up a little bit. A takedown might ultimately decide this thing.
Right, from the macro level, the Spartans need something here.
Crumpler, not really a lot of attempts to ride. Let's see if these guys can actually open up and settle this on their feet. I think both guys are maybe a little bit tight and not necessarily wanting to take the risk. Crumpler kind of getting a little bit straight-legged. Today's kind of in the same boat. Roger Chandler saying, hey, pull the trigger on something, and he gets to his legs. Jaden Crumpler in a big position to finish. He has that leg elevated. You want to keep him in the center. Steve Cadet wrestling on the edge. No takedown yet. He's going to look to control hands and get off his knee. Control hands and get off your knee.
AJ Ferrari.
We got 3-point takedown. Jaden Crumpler.
Ferrari's over there barking at his teammate. He's up with all the rest of the runners.
I mean, that's what you love to see. Our guys are into this match right now. They're saying, hey, you have to continue to wrestle, Steve Cadet. This is a big match. We got a minute left on the clock. The score's 4-1. Crumpler has the lead. Crumpler really needs to be tough here and try to ride.
62 seconds.
You do not want to give Cadet an opportunity to get back into the match. Continue to ride. He's got big, tight waist. He's looking to go head lever. Cadet kind of showing some signs. He might be a little bit fatigued. Might be throwing in the towel. Luke Smith over there hoping. Just continue to wrestle, Steve. You're still in this, man. Keep wrestling. Rotate. Try to get your weight back.
Half a minute.
Crumpler underneath the arms. It's a short time ride out. You have to continue to be disciplined here. Be underneath the arms. That way, if Cadet ends up getting to his feet, you're in a position where you can lock your hands and lift. See Olympian John Escabedo over there on the bench, kind of whispering some advice to Steve Cadet as they go out of bounds. Michigan
20
State
seconds.
bench giving our officials a hard time, saying, hey, he's crawling off the mat trying to get a restart. Cadet trying to roll. You just need one, man. Reversal's not going to do it. Short time, 5 seconds left. Big lift by Crumpler. Puts him right back down the mat, and that seals it. Big lift, big ride out, and that puts Michigan State back in this thing.
Wow.
Gosh, 2 matches left. This is big. This is a big moment for CSUB. CSUB has to get these matches. We have to get these matches. Michigan State, though, they are here to party. They're here to play. I'm interested to see. I believe Devin Flores is going to come out for 157. Flores, again, a lot of different ways to score. Kind of a young guy. He does really well in the practice room, but we got to see him convert that practice room intensity and that practice room skill set with coming out here and wrestling live in front of everybody on a mat in competition. Braden Staffenberg for Michigan State. I mean, hey, this is your opportunity, man. This is your opportunity to be the hero. Come out, guns blazing. Don't be afraid to go take some risk.
The redshirt sophomore from Yorkville, Illinois, is Braden Staffenberg. And we believe it's going to be Devin Flores-Shay, hyphenated last name. So Staffenberg awaits his opponent. So Flores-Shay comes out, partner.
He's coming out. I'm looking at his aura right now. He's got some great aura. He's got some great aura, as the kids say. I don't really know what that means exactly, but the kids say it. He's got plus 100 aura right now. I'm looking for Devin Shay to really just show no fear. Obviously, it's a big moment, but stay true to yourself and just go out and do what you do, man. Go out and do what you do.
Coach Smith says about Devin, great athlete, just needs to wrestle through positions.
I don't know if you picked up on this. I talk to Luke Smith all the time.
Oh, I picked up on it.
And I think it's going to be a quick conversation, and then 2 hours go by.
I know. That's why I said it with a smirk, because I knew you two were cahoots with wrestle through positions. It's a narrative they're going to stay with all season.
I mean, it's not like we're reinventing the wheel. Like that's the path to being a good wrestler and going and getting what you want. You have to do the little things right. Wrestling through positions, being confident in yourself. Understand these big moments, they're there and they're going to happen, but you have to stay true to who you are and continue to put the work in. Right now, Devin Shea has an opportunity. Both guys have an opportunity to be the heroes of this duel. These last two matchups are ultimately going to decide how this outcome for the duel goes. Both guys looking to hand fight and control the center. Devin Shea getting a little bit of movement going in space. That movement's important. He's trying to draw Staffenberg's hands up and hopefully try to get underneath him. It's kind of like if you're a pitcher and throwing maybe some balls high up in the strike zone to get the eye level up and then throw the sinker right underneath it. Staffenberg in short offense. He's got an underhook here. Oh, and Devin Shea, he tries to go carry. Coach Chandler saying, hey, go back to your hook. But you got to get head position there in hand control. If you go underhook and Devin Shea is able to get his head on your underhook side, he can go look for that carry. Both guys have an underhook. Devin Shea clears it. Now he's got his butt to the center. You don't need to back up. Hold center a little bit. Hold center. You have a lot of room on this mat to wrestle. Hold center.
Surreal spot for me to hear Chandler in my right, Coach Chandler in my right ear, Brian in my left ear, echoing each other. And then I see Coach Smith combating it.
I mean, that's what makes this spot that we're in right now the best seat in the house. Because we can hear what the coaches are saying. We have a great viewpoint of the wrestlers.
Still kind of feeling each other out here.
Smith urging Shea, hey, use your athleticism, use your speed.
Get
that motion going. Yeah, if you can be able to fake and get this guy to start reacting to your fakes, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities in the hand fight. And when we talked about earlier, chaining things together.
21 seconds left in the first here. Pivotal penultimate match here at the 57s.
Devin Shea, outside shot here. Staffenberg back into an underhook. Short offense position. Devin Shea with his butt up. Staffenberg needs to find a way to get past his head and his hands, and obviously time expires. Staffenberg needs to hustle in those positions. If you keep getting there, you have to be able to make those mid-match adjustments. When there's a break in the action, look over in your corner. Your coaches are going to give you that info that you need to make in order to be able to make those adjustments to be able to score in those common positions.
Boy, Staffenberg has huge scratch across the back of his neck.
Hey, well, Shea passed groom check, so I don't know what happened. Sometimes those scratches happen. Quick out by Shea. That's big. Oh, no. You got to pull the trigger a little bit. This is going to be big. No, you can't turn down, Shea. You got to fight that position.
So Staffenberg.
Shea, you got to keep wrestling. You can't lay down there. This is where experience plays such a big factor. You get excited because you got out, and then you kind of take a bad shot. Man, when you're wrestling in the Big Ten, if you're a guy from Michigan State like Staffenberg, when somebody gives you an opportunity to get an easy score, you take it. Shea's showing some fight here. If he can get out on the edge, that would be big. He's hustling back to center. I think he understands. He's like, hey, I know I have to keep wrestling. I know I have to keep wrestling. As long as I can get out here, I am still in this match. Shea looking to continue to build. He's doing a good job sealing out. Great work from bottom to get up to his feet. Hey, pick your spots a little bit more. Just focus on getting Staffenberg to move, and those openings will come. You can't force things out here, especially if Staffenberg's got a really low stance. He's protecting his lead right now. He's in really great position. Use your fakes. Use your motion. Pull on him. Really try to get him out of position. You have time on the clock to continue to wrestle. He goes back to that carry, nothing happening, but now we're in short offense. This is the same position we were in before. Willie Meekless, Roger Chandler, coaches from Michigan State saying, hey, continue to bounce, continue to try to pull, trying to get Devin Shay's head back to the mat. Stalling red. Stalling red. Sometimes with the out of bounds rules, if you back off, if you're able to back off the mat, that looks to the referee saying, hey, you're trying to avoid action, and sometimes that stall call will come.
So Stauffenberg, slight lead here at the end of the second, and as my partner Brian's talking about, these crucial minutes.
Stauffenberg being disciplined, continuing to try to hold position here. Devin Shay needs to open up. He needs to open up. He needs to start using his fakes. He needs to circle off the edge. He might get dinged with another stall call. Stauffenberg, hey, we're going down. We're in the driver's seat.
What do you want? What do you want from Devin?
I mean, I'm looking at Smith right now. He's talking about, hey, you got to start creating more action on your feet. I think Shay's probably going to try to kick him loose here. I mean, if you ride him out, it's 3-2. You're going to lose.
Coach Smith saying you got to string some things together.
I mean, I'm going to correct myself here. Devin Shay, I mean, he could get the ride out here, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to try to make Stauffenberg earn it, earn the escape. But he might get dinged for stalling again. Yeah, he's got to let him go. Oh, nothing.
Oh.
Devin Shay, he's getting really excited after this map. After they get an escape, you're trying to pull the trigger a little bit too early. Calm down a little bit.
So Crumpler and Herman get back-to-back wins at the 41s and 49s. And now with 1:20 left here in the final period of this 57s, things getting very interesting.
Devin Shay needs to continue to hand fight. You're going to get a chance. You just got to continue to try to create opportunities for yourself. That's going to come from motion. That's going to come from continuing to try to pull on Stauffenberg's head. Spun out of that 2-on-1 there.
60 seconds left.
Stauffenberg back in that underhook. Tries to go foot sweep attempt. Nothing happening, but you might get a stall call here, and he does. But nothing's got to change for Devin Shay. He needs to continue just to try to wrestle, try to make an opening happening.
Coach Luke Smith, first and last name. Hey, Devin Shay, go win the match.
Scores 5-2. So Shay, if he gets his takedown, it's tied.
Stauffenberg eminently cognizant of that fact.
Stauffenberg just doing a really great job just being disciplined. He knows the situation.
Right.
He knows this is a must-win. He doesn't need to take any risks right now. Just continue to keep your elbows in. Yeah, Shay keeps giving up that underhook on the right side. That's going to make it very tough to create offense. Quick exchange here. We have short time left on the clock, 17 seconds. Shay in position for a takedown, but now he needs to ride him out. We have 10 seconds left. You got to work hard to lift. You got to work hard. Oh, and Stauffenberg gets out. 5 seconds left.
Oh, my goodness.
Stauffenberg with the lead. And that's it. Man.
Wow.
Gutsy performance from both wrestlers. Devin Shay, you're there, but you got to make things happen sooner.
Oh.
You got to make things happen sooner. Stauffenberg being very disciplined to continue to wrestle through the position. He knew exactly what the game plan was. Hey, if you give up a takedown, you got time to get out still, right? So great job by Stauffenberg continuing to wrestle through the position to get that out. Now the score is 18-14 on the team score. One final match remaining. For Michigan State, Jack Conley. From Guillermo Escabedo, CSUB. And honestly, Guillermo Escabedo, he's a leader on this team. Transferred from Wyoming. He's from down south. Won a state title for California. Went to Wyoming and then transferred back to CSUB.
And the Roadrunner's going to go with Jay Nivison.
Jay Nivison.
It's the Spartans.
Michigan State. Man, you had me tripping out for a second. I was like, who is that?
Spartans are going with Jay Nivison. Sorry.
Jay Nivison, okay.
Oh, my goodness, Coach.
So Jay Nivison, he needs to get a major decision. So that means he needs to win by 8 or more points or get a pin in order to get Michigan State above the Roadrunners.
165 pounds,
Guillermo Escabedo. He needs to get the win or lose by decision.
What a fantastic finish.
I mean, I love it when it comes down to the final match, right? I mean, this is a great opportunity for Michigan State. Try to go make something happen. Guillermo Escabedo, this is a big moment. But honestly, if I'm Luke Smith, if I'm Ernest James, I'd want Guillermo Escabedo to be the guy at the end of this match to seal the win for us. Ninhouse in on a single leg. Trying to step back. Just trying to find an armpit here. Oh, he doubles off too soon. Guillermo catches it with an underhook and pulls him out of position. Guillermo wrestling hard, trying to control inside position. Both guys working here for some kind of opportunity to be able to pull a shot off.
Oh, man, it is tense in here. Ricardo was absolutely silent.
You can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it. I love it.
Coach Smith talked about Escabedo. Said a state champ, absolute horse, Vance, an absolute horse. He's lost 50 pounds since his senior year in high school.
He wrestled 220s. He wrestled 220s in high school. Now he's down to 165. And he's strong. He's a strong kid. Great kid, too. Very respectful, humble, somebody that cares and is invested in his teammates. He's a leader of this Roadrunner program. Call a stalemate position. We're going back to center. Hey, the referee says, hey, let's be out of the fingers, okay? Let's stay out of the fingers.
So 5 straight wins for the Roadrunners in the first 5 matches, and then 3 of 4 from the Spartans.
Guillermo looking to try to pull a 2-on-1. Ninhouse's arm. Roger Chandler saying, hey, pull on him. Continue to pull. Guillermo getting his head covered on the edge. Both guys need to continue to wrestle. This is an opportunity for Ninhouse to continue to try to improve and hopefully get a score. Guillermo, little shot on the edge, but nothing's happening. We're out of bounds. We're back neutral.
Well, I'm watching everything, trying to watch everything while you're commentating, and Roadrunner bench is up and into it. Spartans a little more pensive over there on their bench.
The Roadrunners need this dual win. They need it, right? I mean, there's not been a lot of necessarily success in the program. Okay, there's got to be a sense of urgency. You look at what happened this last year with the transfer portal. We got 2 key transfers. This is the Roadrunners' opportunity to start getting back to where we've been. Start getting back to guys qualifying for the national tournament. We haven't had an All-American since 2014 with Bryce Hammond, local kid out of Bakersfield High School. It's time. It's time to get back to where we've been. And you can feel it. Like, there's a lot of energy in this room. This is a great time to be a fan of Roadrunner Wrestling.
Coach Smith said, I got young guys and some quality transfers. We're excited as he's in his 6th season now with the Roadrunner program. And I asked him, how does it feel here, 6th season? He goes, Vance, sometimes it feels like it was yesterday. Sometimes it feels a little bit longer than that. But we feel like we're making the moves. We're taking the steps we need to take. AJ Ferrari walks back in to start the second period. He garners some attention every move he makes. Now he wants to support Escabedo here in this big final last 2 periods if it goes to. Ninhouse.
I want to see Guillermo work hard in this top position. And he does, and we're out. Michigan State, we're being very active in trying to encourage the referee to make calls that are accurate in their opinion. However, Guillermo working hard to return him here. We did go out of bounds. There was some velocity towards the out-of-bounds line. But Guillermo gets a fresh restart, and it's going to be a caution.
And Ninhouse's a graduate student, Michigan native. So he's been at this for a while.
I mean, that experience comes into a obviously big play here. I mean, being a grad student, being somebody that already went through the graduation process, and you come back to continue to wrestle the rest of your eligibility, you don't go out and you just want to make sure you sell out for every single match. Give it everything you got. Believe in yourself. Coaches are yelling, hey, believe in yourself, trust yourself. This is your moment. This is your opportunity. Believe in who you are. Believe in what you got. Start to see the men's basketball team coming in here and get ready for their game tonight. Big
day and evening in the Icardo. They'd like to have some of that momentum from a Roadrunner wrestling victory. Keep the energy bottled up here inside the Icardo Center.
And Vance, you pretty much sleep in here, right? You're here all the time.
It's going to be a doubleheader.
Nice.
60 seconds left in the second period. As two former runners on the call right now, we want to see a big win as well. But Nivison has his own thoughts.
The official gives a stall call to Escabedo. First stall call. No points yet. Guillermo needs to continue to wrestle. Yes, obviously you cannot get major, Guillermo, but you want to get this win. You want to get this win. Obviously you want to win the duel for your team, lock up that win, but you also need to be focusing on yourself. This is an important victory for you personally. This is going to continue to build up your ranking, continue to build up your RPI. You need those points against other Division I opponents in order to qualify for the national tournament.
Escabedo shoos that away.
I mean, Guillermo's starting to control the center a little bit. I think that stall call might have helped. He's starting to pick up his intensity a little bit.
10 seconds left in the second. Okay, coach, partner, what are your thoughts here if you're Coach Chandler?
Again, if I'm Coach Chandler, I mean, you got to look to go big here. We see Nivison, hey, can I go optional start here? Optional start means, hey, I'm going to make like a diamond with my hands. I'm going to put it on the center of Guillermo's back. And he's going to try to go maybe big move here. Drops down the single leg. Nothing happened. Guillermo's out. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, Nivison has to get bonus points in order to at least tie it for Michigan State. So part of it's, yes, obviously you want to win the match. But Nivison, it's like, dude, you got to go for something big here in order to be able to put your team in a spot for a dual win. Guillermo, head underneath Nivison's leg. Nivison wants to straighten that right leg and keep it covered under Guillermo's head. He's going crotch lock position. Now he's going shin whizzer. Now he's back to far leg. He's in a really great spot for baseline, but he's unable to straighten his leg, and we get a fresh restart up on our feet.
Oof. 1:20 remains in the third.
I always feel like it's interesting when you hear people yelling, he's tired. Who are you talking about? They're both tired. If you're wrestling hard, you're going to be a little winded at least.
I love it. Love it, B.
Both guys looking for an opening.
1 minute.
Luke Smith urging Escabedo to continue to club Nivison's head, hoping for a throw-by opportunity when Nivison tries to grab Guillermo's collar.
AJ Ferrari whispering into his coach's ear, walked by and said something.
I have yet to meet AJ Ferrari, but just seeing him right now, he's got a lot of character. Very, very colorful character.
Half a minute.
Guillermo out in a big single. He needs to stay tight. He needs to pick his foot up. We're in danger right now. Oh, that's scissor. That's scissor in the head. You can't do that one. That's a scissor. He has his head. You can't do that. Oh, the whole bench. Where's the danger call? Guillermo needs to keep that leg split and get his head off the mat.
10
keep
seconds.
that leg. Continue to build. Keep that ankle. Watch your knee, though, Guillermo. And we're going to time. It looks like we're going into OT.
Oh,
again, you match. We have a situation in the match, but time if Guillermo too is sometimes situation that'll happen, likely to go if is imminent.
final match goes into OT. Coaching staff and runners not pleased with a non-call.
In feet right now, part of me feels now. It might happen. It might happen at some point.
My women's basketball partner called Jason Galvin stands half the game. All right, talk me through this last 90 seconds.
I mean, both guys need to continue to work. Both guys have a stall call. Both guys need to continue to work and try to make something happen. But here's the thing. There's obviously a lot on the line. Nivison in a single leg. Guillermo looking to run corner here. Nothing's happening. Both guys really trying to sell out. It's the last match of the duel. Both guys trying to work. It's overtime. If Michigan State wants a chance to win this duel, you got to put Guillermo Escabedo to his back. Throw by attempt, nothing happened, and we're out of bounds.
64 seconds.
Oh, Roadrunners be like, hey, where's this dog call? Where's this dog call? AJ's going fist bump. That looks like a fist bump. It doesn't look like a stall call. Jersey Shore, fist bump right there by AJ Ferrari.
Under a minute.
Both guys really trying to sell out.
Escabedo, Cal State Bakersfield, Nivison, Michigan State.
One of the rule changes in the last couple seasons is changing that first overtime to 2 minutes. It was 1 minute, now it's 2 minutes. That's a lot of time to spend on your feet.
Well, you're so right.
Both guys tired, both guys settling for double collar ties here. Guillermo in position for a go behind. Nivison just continues to wrestle.
Under 30 seconds.
This match could go either way. Both guys being close to opportunities to score, it's going to be able to who makes a mistake first, who's willing to take a risk and make something happen, and who's going to be able to capitalize. Stalling. Is that the second stall call? Is that first stall call? That's the first stall call. Both guys have a stall call. Both guys an opportunity to score. Guillermo Escabedo on the single leg. He needs to stay tight. Oh, buzzer.
No.
Buzzer, no takedown.
They're going to say no.
No takedown.
Roadrunners all over it.
Oh, my gosh.
The official right on top of it.
Woo.
Right on top of it. It was about this close, partner.
Oh, my gosh. We love it. We love this.
What a match.
This is awesome.
Between Guillermo
Let's
Escabedo
go.
for
Let's
Bakersfield,
go.
Jay Nivison for the Spartans.
Crowd's got to get into this match. It was close. It was close, but there was no takedown.
And you're right. Crowd's got to get into it.
Guillermo
30
control
seconds.
hands. That's a big escape. Riding time at 2 seconds.
20 seconds.
Scores 2-1. And we're going to continue to wrestle through this action. We have 13 seconds left on the clock. You can continue to try to get a takedown in this moment. Guillermo might just be looking to settle here, continue to hold position in the center. And both guys look like, hey, we're going to go in that final 30 seconds.
Okay.
Now, here's the deal. Hey, Nivison can choose neutral. Okay, this is a little bit different than high school. Nivison can choose neutral in this double overtime sequence. So right now, he's down 2-1. Okay, he's got to open up. This is his chance to get a takedown, but also put Guillermo to his back and hopefully give an opportunity for the Spartans to win this duel. Guillermo's going to continue to wrestle, though. Stevenson in on Guillermo's leg. He's got him extended. Guillermo, he's going chest wrap. He's getting heavy with his hips. Nivison's going to go peek out.
10 seconds.
He's trying to get his head out. Guillermo keeping it covered. We're still in bounds. He's dragging his toes, but we're off the mat. 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left in this match.
How about this crowd?
Nivison taking a deep breath. The crowd's into it. Roadrunner bench is on their feet.
5
Guillermo
seconds.
holding center. Nivison with the half shot. He's in on his legs. Time. Roadrunners pick up the dual win. Let's go. We needed that one. We needed that one. We're back, baby. Let's go, Guillermo. Feel it. Feel it. Man, when was the last time you've been at a wrestling meet at Cal State Bakersfield where the fans are on their feet, pumped after a dual meet? This is what you need. This is a momentum builder. This is a momentum builder duel. This is what we need.
It finishes
awesome.
with a 2-1 brawl at the 65s. And
Later, good seeing you. Man, what a duel.
with a 1-point difference, but it felt like a 3-year change.
I mean, I feel like I aged. I aged and got younger. I'm in the twilight zone. The Roadrunners, man, they're jumping on their guy right now. That's what you want to see. That momentum is huge. That's how you build culture within a program. These guys got on their feet. They're backing their teammates. There's a shift happening at CSUB. And these guys coming in, transferring from the transfer portal, guys like Guillermo Escabedo, Garrett Ninhouse, AJ Ferrari, and the young guys that are really starting to see it and believe in it, how awesome is this?
For my partner, Brian Batista, who basically stood the entire last match, I loved every second of it. My man, what a golden treasure you are for our university, for our call. We appreciate it. Wrap up this entire environment here in 30 seconds for me.
I mean, honestly, everybody right now, we're singing our fight song. There's great energy in this room. What a great environment. What a great opportunity for Cal State Bakersfield to get a big win and to snap that Michigan State non-conference dual meet streak. Great opportunity for the Roadrunners. This was a lot of fun. Vance, I appreciate you, man. This was awesome.
They will go to the Sooner Quad Duel, then they'll be gone all of January. We'll be back February 9th against Air Force. On behalf of my partner, Brian Batista, and everybody here at Cal State University Bakersfield, there's Weiand Wrestling on the Roadrunner Sports Network. Have a great Sunday. For those of you following Roadrunner Men's Hoop, we'll see you tonight on ESPN+.